Hey guys, how's it going? It's Etanyos here. Welcome to episode number 1 of this NHL 22 Edmonton Oilers franchise mode here on my channel. Today we're going to be getting into and through season 1 of this franchise mode, and I think that's how we're more or less going to base episodes, is season length kind of episodes for this series. So today we're getting into episode 1. If you enjoyed this one, go down below, drop a like, subscribe, hit notifications. Easy stuff. You know how to do it if you haven't already. And of course, leave comments because this is going to be a very collaborative series, season to season. And yeah, it's going to be a good one. So let's get just one other thing I want to point out here, guys. This is the franchise tracker we're going to be using here. I have done a lot of work on this by myself to kind of design this. This was from a Reddit user named like the Amazing Alex or something like that. I will leave a link though, a shared link that you guys can go and make a copy of on your Google Drive. And then using Google Sheets to do franchise tracking, it does offense, defense, goalies, top scorers, based on defense and offense for both AHL and NHL. So it'll take your top scorer from forwards versus defense, do the highest rating of those. You can track all your, league scoring here, Sollenberger winning, stuff like that. This is what we're going to be using kind of behind the scenes here for this franchise mode. And I think it's really going to help just with the tracking and everything for, keeping on route to the series. So guys, essentially, since I don't want to get copyright claimed because I totally left my background music on, we're going to just go from I'm managing scouting right now, but this is the team we're rolling with for this year for Edmonton. I'm going to make it nice and quick since we are doing, full season in this episode and everything, but yeah, this is the team. I think it's going to be a pretty good team. Obviously, we are going to want to bring in some more prospects, preferably defensively. I think forward-wise, we got Lavoie, we got Schaefer. I am using my own custom rosters, so we do have some ever so slightly stronger players, like Petrov's higher rated because he's been insane in the OHL. Things like that. Of course, I have Broberg get a high top 4 because I think he is going to be extremely solid eventually, But yeah, that is the team. Nothing too crazy about it. But we're going to try to win with the Oilers, of course, because you guys know how much of an Oilers fan I am. But yeah, we're currently in the scouting realignment process here, simulating through the preseason quickly. And I'm just checking off my scouts as we go here. So guys, without too much further ado on getting started here, I can tell you guys that this year, X Factors 100% do develop naturally on players and on prospects. Like Nate Danielson, I've put 0 X Factors on, and he's showing up with 4 or 5 of them here in my initial scouting report. To be honest with you guys, I'm hoping that a guy like Maxime Lizin around pick 13 or so is going to be an elite player. Apart from that, I know Haltonen is going to be good too, so maybe we try to get those 2 guys later on after we've hopefully done a decent Stanley Cup push at least, if not better than that. Esteban Zacharias looks like a decent goalie right off the bat, so we will keep an eye on him. And apart from that, who knows honestly how this year is going to go. Should be hopefully a winning year for the Oilers, but we will see. I'm going to keep my eye on Ian Blomqvist too, because I know he can turn out to be good. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But let's simulate the entire season. Not really take too much time, except for maybe some roster moves here and there, and like changing players up and down the lineup to really kind of see how the team does. So guys, one thing I had a total brain fart on here was Oscar Klefbom. We have Oscar Klefbom on our team, and I'm trying to keep this semi-realistic, so he is essentially completely useless to this team because he doesn't he doesn't play for the Oilers. He doesn't stick with the current fit of what we're trying to do here. So the question now comes down to, do we go send Montreal, Pittsburgh? Owen Pickering would be a sick prospect, but we're not going to do that. Winnipeg, Toronto picks, no thank you. And all right, the top bidder goes to the Montreal Canadiens. So as you guys can see here, unfortunately we have been absolutely injury ridden to start off this season, and I am definitely going to push that kind of towards why the team is doing so bad off the start here. They're not even doing that bad either. 13-8's not the worst record ever. All right, guys, so at the deadline here, obviously we are looking to add pieces that could potentially help this team go towards a cup. Don't get me wrong, I think a piece like Joe Pavelski would actually be quite an interesting one. We obviously don't have the financial capability to pull this off right now, but at $5.5 million, Zach Hyman only has 25 points through 45 games. That's not great. Meanwhile, Joe Pavelski has 52 through 62. So what we're going to do here is we're going to offer our 2024 first round pick. Actually, no, you know what? We're going all in this year. So we're going to go our 2023 first rounder plus, they want prospects. We're not giving them prospects. We will give them Zach Hyman. And maybe we ask for like a second round pick back. All right, so let's try this. I didn't think it was going to go through, so maybe we just ask for a future second rounder or something like that. Nope. All right. How about a future third in 2024? And it does go through. Beautiful. All right, so we land Joe Pavelski, which is an interesting pickup considering he is 34. But that's all we're going to do for the deadline. We improve by picking up Pavelski over Hyman. Big trade from Winnipeg and Detroit there. But yeah, so far, so good on this year. So this year, the Edmonton Oilers go 50, 30, and 2 for 102 points, finishing second in their division and not really anywhere close to the top of the league, as Leon Draisaitl does play the full 82 games, scores 103 points. McDavid scores 91 in just 73 games. So yeah, he missed 9 games, which is a fairly significant stretch for him. Apart from that, Hopkins and Pavelski were both really good. Pavelski, how many points did he actually get as a Oiler? He was 19 and 19, so yeah, he was good. Puljujarvi scores 68 points. That is a win in my books all day. Barry with 66, Kane with 67. Holloway scores 44 as a rookie, so not too bad. Better than McLeod, Yamamoto, Bouchard, Nurse, like a bunch of them here. So yeah, not a bad first season. Campbell wins 41. We only get 9 wins from Stuart Skinner. So honestly, I thought Campbell would have been better, but apparently, or statistically speaking, I think Skinner was actually better. So looking at the entire league here, Matthews, Gaudreau, and Marner score 111 apiece. A 3-way tie there for the scoring title is pretty impressive. Looks like Patrick Kane scores 64 goals. That is going to top Ovechkin, Laine, Matthews, Draisaitl, and a bunch of other guys for that top scorer kind of level there. And as far as rookies go, Jack Quinn's going to score 63 points in his rookie year. Kent Johnson with 62. and 60 from Marco Rossi as well. So lots of good scoring there from multiple players. Obviously, it was a fairly competitive rookie race here this year. Yeah, and good growth out of all of those rookies pretty much. As far as goalies go, Merzlikins and Vasilevsky are going to top out Campbell for best or most wins in the league, and definitely best goalie. Like, it's not even close there. But Yossi and Fox tie at 78 points apiece. Makar gets 77. And yeah, lots of good defensemen in the league here again. Barry was up there though. But Yossi scores 22 goals. Like, nobody's going to top that. So yeah, there you have it for first season kind of results here for the league. So just to wrap things up here with Bakersfield, we will head into the playoffs against Vegas. But to wrap things up with Bakersfield, they finished with 92 points, which is one of the best records in the league. I don't know how we end up with 10 teams in some divisions and then like 7 in others. Like, how does that make any sense? Okay, I guess that works, but yeah, let's just see, how did the team grow here. Hamlin's up to a 79. He's looking really good. Petrov, 72, not bad. Benson looking good. Laval looking okay. Broberg up to a 79. Nice. Niemelainen up to an 80. So yeah, we got some decent growth out of the minors this year too, which is better than I was expecting. Schaefer didn't play all the games. He only scored 16 points though, so that's really not great for a young rookie like that, but you know, it happens. In the NHL, looks like Skinner went up to an 80. Pugliarvi up to an 85. Holloway stayed the same. And Bouchard got up to an 84. Barry got up to an 85. So a little bit of growth here and there. Obviously, the playoffs will be a bit more of a determining factor when it comes to player growth, but that's where we're sitting right now. All right, guys, so as we get into the 2023 playoffs, we're just going to start simming here. I'm not really going to spend too much time on it. But yeah, the playoffs are definitely underway now as the AHL season is over. Bakersfield finished top 5 in the league, so they did really well. We were all right as the Oilers this year, finishing top 10. So we finished 9th place, but, you know, I think this team's got a lot of fight in them. And especially adding a guy like Joe Pavelski, I think that's really going to help our team's odds of actually, you know, going far here. But what we're going to do is just kind of swap this lineup around a little bit to try and make things more efficient, more effective for offense and defense. And although it is hard to really get any chemistry here, I think we are going to stick with that. But let's just get into this, see how it goes. Of course, the AHL is well underway too. Anybody out that should be playing? Doesn't look like it. All right, that's good. Where is Schaefer right now? Why am I not seeing Reed Schaefer in here? Is he playing defense? No. What? I could have sworn we had Reed Schaefer in here. Okay, that is... that's strange. I guess Reed Schaefer ended up getting moved back to junior? Like, I don't know what else happened there. Alright, anyways, bit of a strange moment there. Anyways, let's get to the playoffs here. So, starting off in round 1 against the Golden Knights, and we're off to a poor start as we lose 3-2 and lose 2-1. All right, so really not a good start. We're against San Diego in the AHL, so hopefully they can do a little bit better here, and we immediately lose Slater Cuckoo to an injury. So into game 3, the Oilers are facing facing a clean sweep here, so really not the start to the playoffs we wanted to see. So let's just sit back, sim. I don't think I'm going to be playing too much here in this series, just as we are trying to simulate. And all right, well, I guess the Oilers do bounce back in game 4 to stave off elimination, but 1-1 in the AHL there. So into game 3 of the AHL, we're up 2-1. All right. Can the Oilers battle against the Golden Knights yet again? Up 1-0, up 2-0. Don't blow this lead. Oh my goodness, they didn't. Okay, so that was scary, but we're still staying alive, down 3-2 now. Can the Bakersfield Condors eliminate the San Diego Gulls here in round 1? Yes, they can. Oh, maybe not. Is it a best of 7? Yeah, it is a best of 7. Never mind. All right, I thought they were going to knock out in 5. So that must have changed a little bit with AHL rules. But anyways, into game 6 here against the Golden Knights. Vander Kane's starting to play well. And we start off down 2-0. Not a great start. 2-1 game. All right, Oilers, come on. You got to tie this thing up. There we go, Nursey. Let's go. They stay alive for at least a little bit longer here. Not quite fighting back, and Phil Kessel makes it 3-2. Come on, Edmonton. We need a goal here. We really need a goal. Oh, my goodness. Our season hanging in the balance, and it's over as Jack Eichel's hat trick seals the deal here, most likely, with 4 minutes left. Braden McNabb adds salt to the wound, and we are out in round 1 in 6 games. So unfortunately, not the start to this series that we were hoping for the Oilers, but let's see if San Diego can continue on. Oh boy, okay, we're going to at least 5 or at least 6 games now. In game 6, we will get the job done. All right, not bad. So I'm not super worried about the rest of the playoffs now that Edmonton is out right off the bat. So yeah, not a great not a great start to our series here, playoff-wise, or playoff performance-wise. So looks like we'll take on the Colorado Eagles next. And all right, first 3 games here against Colorado are going to go... Oh, we got Cuckoo back, so that's good. But yeah, if these guys can keep playing well, I think we do stand a good chance at winning the Calder Cup this year. All right, and we go down 2-1 in game 4. It's a 2-2 series. And I probably should check out the draft class here. All right, so in game 6 here, we go down 3-2 and face an elimination as the Condors. We're going to stay alive for game 7. All right, so we head into game 7 in Colorado. We get Kesserling back, but all right. All right, into game 7 here. And first period down 1-0, down 3-1 after the second. And that is going to be it for our season. So round 1 and round 2 elims for the Oilers and Condors. Not really a great off season here, unfortunately. Don't get me wrong, Tyler Benson and Evander Kane were highlights for this team. But looks like, of course, Vegas is going to get eliminated there by probably Seattle. And all right, that's a stinker of a season from our team here. So as we look to the offseason here, contracts are going to be a bit of an issue, but we are going to just finish off, I think, with the NHL draft here. We're going to try to clear up a little bit of cap space. Obviously, we've got certain guys that are getting paid too much money, such as Darnell Nurse. But yeah, we'll try to figure this out. Obviously, $8.6 million for just an 86 rated D-man is not really going to fly, especially when we've got other guys, like Barry or Bouchard, who are going to be getting paid, but are, like, Bouchard's probably going to be a better overall defenseman than Nurse in the long run, and I think that's really going to reflect contract-wise here as we manage this. So, don't get me wrong, I love Darnell Nurse as a player, but $8.6 million is a bit of an overpayment. So, all right, let's get to the offseason and the draft here, and let me just get a little more scouting done. All right, and this year, guys, we're going to see the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Hershey Bears win the respective championships. Columbus gets their first ever Stanley Cup, and I guess that the Johnny Gaudreau signing really helped the Blue Jackets just dominate this year. They did actually end up winning the President's Trophy, too, with 116 points on the season. So, yeah, a very solid run here from Columbus to, solidify a Stanley Cup. All right, and looking at awards this year, of course, Columbus was dominant. Nashville made it to the finals. And for individual awards, the Art Ross is going to go to Matthews, same with the Hart. Doughty's going to win the Norris, Kane with the Lady Byng. Kent Johnson wins the Calder. Cole Sillinger gets the Conn Smythe. That's interesting. Andrei Vasilevsky gets the Vezina. Francouz gets the Jennings. Francouz and Georgiev actually get the Jennings. Slavin gets the Masterton. Seattle's coach Downing gets the Jack Adams. Ryan O'Reilly wins another Selke, and Matthews gets the Lindsay, and Kane gets the Rocket. In the AHL this year, Denisenko would get the Sullenberg, the Cunningham would go to Stunica, the Marsh would go to Denisenko as well, Isaac Rosen would get the Red Garrett, Eddie Shore would go to Gross, Dostal would get the Baz, Donato would get the Butterfield, Nylander with the Hunt, Connaughton with the Yannick Dupree, Shalgren with the Hap Holmes, and that is it for AHL awards. So as we head closer and closer towards the draft here in this episode, we can take a look at the progress reports, just see how well the team did. Broberg was one of our best growth rate kind of players here. Obviously 44 points for Holloway wasn't bad, but I would have liked to see a little bit more growth out of him. Apart from that, not too much other growth in this team, as you know, the team is in their kind of prime stages here where they're not going to be growing too much. Schaefer didn't really play all that well in Bakersfield, unfortunately, but he still grew a little bit. Benson, Bourgault got decent growth. Petrov was okay, same with Tullio and Chason. And apart from that, not too much other growth here. I'm sure we'll see a little bit more over the offseason, but yeah, that's the team right now progress-wise. All right, guys, so as we head into the draft here, there are a couple pieces I do want to pick up. Looks like Philadelphia is going to win the lottery and land Connor Bedard, so good for them. Montreal finishes third, even though they were the worst team, and we've got 2 Montreal picks in the second and third round, so those are going to help out with us acquiring some talent, but New York moves up to 2 with Dallas's pick. That's just luck for them. And yeah, that is your draft lottery this year. All right, so as we head further along here, I'll start to kind of show you guys what we're looking at draft class-wise. So yeah, really, the scouting hasn't been great this year. I really would have appreciated some slightly better scouting reports back, but I think we've got kind of our main short list of players I want to go out and get here. Edward Sale's looking great. Same with... yeah, Voloshenko here, we should be able to get later on. I want to trade up and try to land Kasper Halttunen because he looks phenomenal. He would be a great player to pair with either McDavid or Draisaitl. And then, of course, not Nikitin, this guy here, Maxime Lizin. Fits the system, tape to tape, 6'2" defenseman. Like, I want this guy so bad at pick 12. I'd even be willing to trade up to pick 10 maybe. But for retiring players this year, we're going to see Jumbo Joe call it quits. Same with Eric Stahl, Ryan Kessler, Filppula, Dubinsky. There's quite a few decent names throughout this retiree class, despite it not being the best one ever. And this year for goalies, we are going to see Mike Smith retire. He calls it quits after a long and pretty decent career. 299 wins is not a small feat by any means for goalies. He wasn't that far off from Carey Price, just like 62 wins off, despite playing quite a few less games. Yeah, Smith was really good. Bishop retires, Khudobin retires. Not too many goalies, but all goalies well over 100 wins. So yeah, really good retiree class this year. And looks like Stahl and Thornton are going to become coaches. And are we going to get... No, we are not going to get Mike Smith as a scout. That would have been real nice. But yeah, we do lose Pierre Theodore there as our AHL coach, but that's all right. All right, so honestly, I think we're ready to go. Some of the scouting has been below average this year, but that's okay. Apart from that, you know, we are going to be trying to offload some money, some contracts here, to try and get some re-signing and extensions done. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I do think we can manage this pretty well. I mean, I wouldn't actually mind keeping Kulak over Nurse, preferably. Reason being is they're only 1 year apart. Kulak's on a much better deal, and Nurse would save us about $6 million over offloading Kulak. I do think CC is potentially on the way out too. If we could sign Joe Pavelski for real cheap, I would not mind that, as he is a really good kind of top 6 player still. And yeah, we'll just see how the team develops, if we're able to pick up the prospects that I want. And let's get into this quick to end off the episode. So as we get into the 2023 entry draft, pick 2 is available on the board as the Rangers want to trade it. But we are going to focus mainly on, I am thinking maybe like, how are we going to do this? I wouldn't mind, I don't want to trade with Vancouver or Calgary necessarily, but like, Vegas isn't much better of an option, and Boston, I wouldn't mind trading with Boston. It's a little higher than I really want to go for a guy like Halttunen, but let's just see what we can find here for a trade first from the Pittsburgh Penguins. So, all right, Pittsburgh, what do you guys want for pick number 10? And do we need any other picks from there? Not particularly. All right, let's try, just pick number 10. What's available? Puljujarvi and CC, not bad. Kulak straight up, I don't want to do. Yamamoto's off the table. McLeod and Broberg both off the table. Okay. So I think what I'm going to try here, if we can do it, can we offload Darnell Nurse? I mean, they want him, but I don't think they don't have the cap means. They're close. They're within $2 million. So if we can take a 1-year contract player off of their hands, maybe a guy like, maybe Jason Zucker would work, because then we don't have to offer him a contract. Or you know what, Brian Dumoulin might not actually be the worst addition we could go after either, because then we'd essentially turn Nurse into Dumoulin and Lizen, which would be a really good deal. So yeah, let's try this maybe. So yeah, if this trade goes through, I would love it. Oh my god, that is a gorgeous trade because Dumoulin's going to fit our system well, and we're going to get an elite defenseman in exchange for Nurse. Like, I will take that all day. So that's a great first trade here, and let's see if we can work another trade in here. I'm just trying to figure out where the picks are going to land that I want here. All right, so 14 seconds left, and Connor Bedard becomes a member of the Philadelphia Flyers. So there you have it. He's going to be unreal for them. And yeah, when you score 123 points in just 72 games in the dub, you're going to go first overall. I mean, Bedard's a high franchise talent. We know how good he's going to be. But yeah, maybe we'll end up meeting Philly in the finals later on in this franchise mode or something. Who knows? So the next trade we're going to try to push through here is going to be an attempt to get pick 15 as well as pick 143 from the Boston Bruins. Reason being is I have prospects on my list that I think we can nab on those spots. So I'm good trading Cody Ceci, but I don't want to trade McLeod or Tullio, as I do think both guys have the potential to play in our team in the future as this Oilers team develops and becomes a little more mature. So instead, we are going to look to try and trade. I would love to get rid of Niemelainen because he doesn't fit very well. He's 25 already. He's on an expiring deal, or he's going to be on an expiring deal next year. So if we can go with those two and then maybe trade like our second rounder next year, is that enough? I think that should be enough, but let's try it. All right, so just to add on a little more here, I'm going to try to send pick 213 in exchange for pick 175 in this deal as well. I think this could work out just fine, and I don't really want to pick in the 7th round. And of course, the trade's going to get vetoed because the Rangers make their pick and take Ellington 2nd overall, so very nice player there again. Rangers take another winger, though, which I do find kind of funny. So, yeah, let's go. Okay, come on. Can we not multi-select? 15, 143, and 175. That's it. That's all we're asking for. In exchange, we'll send that one. Cody Ceci, Marcus Niemelainen, and our 7th. All right, let's try this. So this should go through. I don't see why it wouldn't. 2nd and Ceci and Niemelainen for pick 15. I'm really gonna like, especially if we can land Halttunen here. And it doesn't quite go through. So Let's try, I guess we can go with our 2024 first instead of the second. I mean, 2024 is probably going to be a good draft too, but really this team is all in towards winning, and if we can land some higher end prospects like at pick 15 in this draft, we're going to have to take it. So let's try this again, see if it goes through, and that it does. All right, so CC and Niemelainen are out. We're going to be bringing Lizen as well as Haltinen in, and over to pick 10, we're going to see big names all across the board here. Jaeger goes third to the Canadiens, so he's going to be great. And yeah, there's proof here. Like, I didn't put any X factors on Braden Jaeger in my custom rosters here. Same with Cam Allen, same with Callum Ritchie. These guys are all just like, they're going to be... Actually, I might have put Callum Ritchie X factors. I might be wrong. But yeah, overall, the X factors do still develop on players, which is awesome. And you love to see it. So, at pick number 10, although we could take a forward here in Nate Danielson, I think we need to buff out our defense. And I am not going to hesitate taking a 6'2" left-handed D-man in Maxime Lizen, and he's 79 rated. All right, so a really nice player there to start off the draft. Over to pick 15, Roenick's just going to miss our grasp there. We probably could have landed him at pick 15 as well, but we're not going to go... Well, we could go with Benson, as he's a 2-year ETA, but I kind of want... I want a sniping winger, and, you know, if Haltinen's got 1T, we got to go for him. So, 69 overall. He's got off the rush. All right, that's going to be a fun one. Just like hammer slap shots as you're skating. Oh, Vancouver, you messed up. You could have taken... Oh, my word. I'm sorry. Is Zach Benson really still on the board? Are you serious? Are you serious right now? But Benson, who's supposed to be at pick 14, has fallen to almost pick 18 here. Okay, if Vegas doesn't take him, we might... Okay, I was going to say, if Vegas doesn't take him, we'll try to make a trade, but they do end up taking him. And yeah, Benson falls really far considering he's a decent player. Like, I know he's elite. And Sendit's a bit of a weird one for a center, but, you know, he will make some good competition in Vegas, of course, if they actually hold on to him. But over to pick 33 here, and let's just see how the rest of the first round went. So we land 2 really good prospects, really decent prospects later on throughout this draft too. And all right, we are going to go with pick 33. Although we probably should be going with the goalie here, I'm certain he's going to be a starter at this point, so I'm going to go with the elite playmaking winger here instead, in Edward Sale out of the Czech League, and he's 65 rated, of course, loaded on X Factors because he is a good player. And yeah, we will take that. So over to pick 53 now. And how was the goalie? Zacharias was, yeah, he was good, 73 rated starter, but I will take Sale every day of the week. Matt Sjostrom was actually pretty good too, but you know, Sale's essentially a first round pick here. So up next, where are we at? 53. I am actually feeling... As much as I want to take, like, Strome or, like, Winkler or somebody like that, I think Winkler's going to honestly be a low top 4. They always... This end of the, like, second round always just sewers you, so I'm instead going to go with a prospect I know has better potential than a low 4, which is a medium 4 here in Madsen Leslie. And we're going to take him at pick 53 instead. So, Leslie's 55 rated. Not exactly the best 53rd overall pick ever, but, you know, that's okay. So we'll simulate over to pick 65 here. And the rest of round 1, let's see if my prediction was right. So yeah, Winkler was indeed a low 4. Strome, you know, would have been a decent top 6 forward potentially, but he's small and undersized. So next up, not taking any of these guys. Could go with the goalie again in Ratzlaff, but I'm going to wait again just because I know there's some better goalies coming up later in this draft. And I think I want to go with Jonas Hillen. If he's got X factors and he's a power forward like that, I would love to pair him with our elite players. And okay, he's a grinder, so not spectacular, but again, the potential's there, so maybe he does develop. At pick 85 now, who are we taking? I think this is where we're going to go with our goalie. Ratzlaff does just go off the board there. So after that, the goalies we're looking at are... Blomqvist is okay. I know he's just high rated because he's 20, but I'm actually been looking at this other guy here, Etanyos. I know he's a bit further out from an NHL position, but he's got 2 years to grow. I think he is going to be elite, so let's take the risk on him. Etanyos is elite. Let's go. All right, so we get him at pick 85. Hopefully he will develop as well. And now we go over to pick 143, where I'm expecting to land the Russian center that we were looking at. Igor, what's his name? Voloshenko. So, Voloshenko here is actually even further off the board than I was expecting. He falls to 155 roughly, but let's take him. I'm hoping he's elite, and he is indeed. He's a low elite, but for a 5th round pick, you never know if low elites are going to develop or not. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. So yeah, not a bad pick at 143 there with that traded pick that we got from the Canadiens. And then we've got pick 149 as well here. And at pick 149, I'm going again off the board. I know you guys are looking at me like, how does he keep going off the board? There's low elites on the board. That's why I'm going off the board. So, Tony Piispanen, 49 rated low elite. Again, we're just buffing up the potential prospect pool. Ooh, Zamnov was okay. 18 years old, 60. Is he 60 rated? No, 48 rated. Okay, I was like, if he was 60 rated, that would have been a big miss on our part. But... all right, we get 2 good picks there in Voloshenko and Piispanen. All right, so at pick 175 here, we are going to go with Nikita Nikitin. How's that for a name? That's a great name. And he is also a low elite, so that is now 3 low elites in a row. Jonsu and Hillen are mediums, so we'll see how they turn out. But yeah, overall, not too shabby here. And for our last pick of the draft, we are going to go with the only other low elite I've really been looking at. A lot of them came out of Russia this year in this first draft, but Alexei Datsuk. And okay, he's a low top 9, so not a particularly bad 6th round pick. But that is it for this draft for the Oilers anyways. We land a couple good later round picks. Fedoruk was actually pretty good too. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I mean, you look at our draft summary here by team, and yeah, we did great. Lizen, Halttunen, Sale, and those 3 guys are guaranteed NHL players. Leslie, Hillen, Jonsu, Voloshenko, Piispanen, all those guys have a chance at the NHL at least. So it's a great draft here, and we will stick with our picks there. So there you have it. That's where we're going to essentially wrap this one up. Next episode, we will get into the contract management and re-signing phase because we have got multiple players coming up here that need contract extensions and some pretty decent sized ones at that too. So we'll see how it goes. It should be a fun and, slightly tricky off season, but I think we've got what it takes to, turn this team into a serious, not just contender, but a serious cup winning team, because I think we could get multiple cups with this Oilers team as things progress here a little more. Obviously, McDavid and Draisaitl have been great, but also need to kind of pull their weight in the playoffs, as they really, playoff-wise, were not good. 3 points from McDavid, only 2 points from Draisaitl. Like, when you're dishing out $20 million for those 2 guys, it's got to be better. So anyways, guys, that is where we're going to wrap this one up. If you have any comments, players you'd like to see us go after in free agency, things like that, then of course, leave those comments down below. Look at the free agency list. It's going to be a good one. Maybe we try to upgrade our defense a little bit more here after we sign some of our guys here that we were looking at. But yeah, that is going to be it here. If you guys enjoyed, again, show your support down below, leave comments, do all that good stuff. But that is it for me. This is Etanyos signing out, and until next time.